Hey guys, Jason Schnitzer here with Remax Tiffany Real Estate. What I've got for you today is how's the real estate market for week 20 of this 2022 real estate market. As always, like to start off with statistics because when we track statistics, we can start maybe potentially seeing trends in our market. Active inventory, 2487. We've been on a slow, steady incline since 2022 rolled over. We started at 1,100 homes and now we've over doubled in inventory. As far as new listings and pending sales, those are starting to even out. If you've been following us for the past few months, you know that we've always been a little heavier on the pending side. Sometimes twice as many, sometimes about a quarter to a third as many here. We've actually seen that favor a little bit in the way of new inventory. And then lastly, interest rates. With all the news coming out with the Fed going to be continually raising interest rates throughout the rest of this year, it seems like our market has settled down to a degree and has really stuck on that 5.4% with regards to conforming and high balance conforming interest rates here in Orange County. It's the Orange LA County. There are some options lower than that, speakingly FHA, VA, and a product that we're starting to potentially see more and more buyers gravitate to because of this recent spike in interest rates is the 7/1 ARM or adjustable rate mortgage. And those are in the 4 5/8 to 4 3/4% range. So almost a full percentage point lower. And I'll do a video later on what exactly is a 7/1 ARM. But just generally speaking, again, I touched on this last week, a bit of, if you will, look behind the curtain of what we're seeing in our own personal business, as well as the high producing agents around us in our area, is from a selling side, we're seeing a lot less showings, a lot less offers, and a lot less activity on our listings. You're not seeing the house sell for, $1 million and the next one come up for $1,050,000. Across the board, there are, statistically speaking, more price decreases than we are seeing pending sales. And it kind of is starting to play right into the philosophy that I've been talking about probably for the last 6 months to a year, in that we are coming out of what is the most affordable time to buy a house. And what I mean by that is, even though we had the highest prices in history, the way our mortgage rates were set up under 3% or right around that 3% range, when you go and you compare that mortgage to what you could potentially rent the house for, they were almost identical or relatively close to that. However, now that we've got 5.4% interest rates compared to that 3% interest rates, what we're seeing is just the affordability, basically that affordability rug being pulled out from a lot of these buyers' feet. And that plays right into good old economics 101, supply and demand. For the longest time, especially since 2020, we had really high demand and we also had very low supply. Now that we have interest rates coming up, we have less people able to pay and afford really and qualify for these more expensive house prices, which is going to take away from demand. And what I've been saying is when that starts to happen, we might start seeing inventory rise, which we have been seeing in especially this past month or two. And that could potentially lead to a market transition. I won't say that we're going to see a fall off of prices necessarily, but we will definitely see a slowdown in the appreciation that we've been used to in these past 2 years especially. So what does that mean for you, the consumer, the seller, or the buyer? Well, we're in a completely different market than we were just a year or two ago. So if you just sold or bought a house, it's more important than ever to get with a real estate professional that you trust, that is well versed in the area that you are buying and selling. Because now more than ever, with the transitioning market, you need to have a strategy to go in, whether you're, of course, buying or selling. And, we do free market consultations, speaking of. So feel free to reach out to us, whether or not you're looking to buy or sell in the next couple of weeks or a year from now. We can help kind of paint the picture of what we're seeing on the streets, if you will, here in Orange County. And just because whenever you're going to make a decision on your most expensive asset, you want to be armed with the most information that you can. So we'd love to work with you. So feel free to reach out again via call, text, email, or book a free consultation online at GaryandJason.com. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you next week. Thanks again for watching this week's episode of O.C Realtor Talk. If you gained any value from this video, we'd really appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, and followed us on all our social media platforms.
Yeah, what Jason, I believe is really, really important for you, whether you're buying a house or selling a house, is understanding the process and knowing exactly what you're getting into. So if you ever have any questions, just follow the links below and we'll get you those answers.